Got a little bit different camera angle this week. Break ball's a little bit farther from the rack than normal. Hey, let's not waste any time. Let's get into the rack. I've got an inside angle on my break shot, but it's a ways from the rack. Even so, this is a high ball. Yeah, I'm aiming pretty high. The cue ball is going to deflect. I'm going to hit this nice and hard. Notice the cue ball deflected straight into the rack. It's got that contact-induced spin on it, too. So, real good result. I like this. And as usual, I'm shooting pretty quickly. I think it's pretty obvious. You can see this is what I call a shooting gallery. All three of these balls go over here. They probably all three go into this pocket as well, but my only shot is this 5 ball. I think it's pretty obvious. You just want to tap that 5 ball in. And what I want to do is get an angle on the 8 ball. The reason why is that's my re-break shot. I've got a cluster here, small one, but I want to get an angle approximately here so that I can send my cue ball into there. Open up the cluster. Then the 2 remaining balls will be my insurance balls if I can get my cue ball to go forward after nudging these balls open. I've got a really great condition in that there's a break ball right here and a possible key ball right there. 15 could be a key ball. That's thinking ahead, but that's likely what's going to happen at the end of the rack. What I don't want to do is get trapped behind this 7. I don't think that's very likely. Probably going to put a little bit of right English on this shot just to gently tap that 5 ball in. Oh, I actually came up and nudged the 7. That's not the end of the world. That 7 could be a break shot if I needed one, but I doubt I will. This is a skill you need to have. This is stun forward. Notice my cue ball hit the 3 ball and then went forward. I hit that a little harder than I think I needed to. Let me get myself to slow down. Hit that hard, a little bit harder than I think I needed to, but it was a good shot. Now the rack is solved. Well, it's almost solved. There's no 2 balls open. There's no 2 balls tied up. There's really no trouble balls. I kind of created an up table ball with the 4 with that shot, and this is a little bit of trouble, but I've already looked, and I'm already going to shoot this 11. The reason why, I'm close to the rail, so I can't control the cue ball too much, but the natural angle pocketing this 11 brings the cue ball right there. So I'm gonna nudge this 3 ball out of there. I've got the 7 this way as an insurance, the 12 this way, the 9. There's no way to not have a shot, so pretty fortuitous that even though my cue ball's against the rail, I've got a natural shot that just develops the rack even more, so that's wonderful. Take a quick look at this because I was hoping to shoot the 7 ball next. I've talked about how if you got object balls in this zone below your break ball, you want to get rid of them. So that's what I was looking at. I can't do that because I'm losing the cue ball and I might hit my break ball. But fortunately, 15 ball on the side is a real easy shot. And I do something here that really affects the entire rest of the rack. I'm not thinking very intently about my end pattern. Either of these balls could be a key ball for the 2 ball. What I don't think about, and I should have, is that when you've got a key ball identified, you go diagonally across the table, there's your K2 ball. I think I should have left, the entire pattern that you shoot depends on this shot right now because I like leaving this. And you can use the 9 ball or even one of these balls, the 6 or whatever this stripe is, to transition to the 4 because the 4 is an up-table ball. Either angle on the 4 lets you bring the cue ball over here. So the end pattern on this rack could have been 4-13-1 or for 4-13-5 if I had made that decision to do that right now. I didn't do that. Not the end of the world. You don't have to have an end pattern that's that clear-cut, but I think that would have been optimal. Instead, what I looked at and said, I noticed this is a trouble ball. It's on the rail near a side pocket. And I just so happened to have the perfect angle to shoot the 15 and follow the cue ball forward to here. So rather than thinking about my end pattern, I thought the end pattern was going to take care of itself in a couple shots. And so I made that decision instead, and that really affected. I think you can see if I had preserved the 13, I could just roll the 15 in softly instead of doing this, right? I could have done the same thing except rolled it softly so my cue ball stopped here. Then I would go 1, 7, 6. And from there, I would probably come, I don't know, I could come here and shoot this ball on the side, or I could come up here and shoot this ball, however I want to do it. But then you would shoot these remaining balls to get on the 4 ball and go 13-3 to get on your break shot. There's some nice spaghetti. How do you like that? Anyway, I think you get the idea. Didn't do that, so now I'm going to have to come up with a different end pattern in a minute. So now I'm looking at it. Now, the first time it's occurring to me, oh, gee, what's my end pattern going to be? I've talked before about how I don't like leaving 2 key balls into the same pocket. Generally, that's not a good idea. It doesn't work out unless you land on them perfectly. The 9 ball is the trickiest ball, and I've talked about that too. Any ball in the center of the table that you might end up shooting in the side pocket, if you don't get perfect on that ball, that means you got to send the cue ball all the way up table or all the way down table or do something fancier. So you really want to make an effort to get on this 9 ball. And let's see, I don't quite remember, exactly did I come up with here? Oh, I'm still thinking about the 7 ball, because the 7 ball needs to be eliminated early. That's generally not going to be a good part of your end pattern. So that's where I'm going here, is 13-1-7. See, stun forward, 13-1-7. 7 gets you on the 6 automatically. So this is stop shot, stop shot. That's perfect. So after I shoot the 7 is when I finally say to myself that I'm in the end pattern, and I finally start to make a more specific plan. I looked at it a little bit there. All I decided there was, yeah, I need an angle on the 7, and a stop shot gives me a good angle. You know, obviously I could have rolled forward to here, and then I've got a low angle. That would work too. So right now, my thought process is from the 6 over here, because I'm going to have a shot on the 14 back this way, the 9 up there, maybe the 12, but probably not 13 or 14 and 9. I'm really trying to get a shot on the 14 back this way. And then I'm going to work on a more specific pattern. I got it there barely. I don't like that positional route. I think what I should have done, that was a little bit tentative with the cue ball. What I should have done is added some right spin and gone to the rail and off. I think that's a much better route. You're farther from the 14 ball, which means you're more likely to get a good shot on it, whether your cue ball is long or short. So I think that would have been a better way to go. As it is, I've got dead straight on the 14, and I take a look at it. Can you see the end pattern from here? 5 stop shots. Stop shot, 12 in the side, 9 in the corner, 3 in the side. Maybe this isn't quite a stop shot, but there you go. 4 ball, and from there, I'm on my break shot. So pretty fortuitous. I wish I could have claimed that I saw that earlier on. I didn't see it until this moment right here. But when you see a stop shot pattern like that, you got to take it. Now, it's not a perfect stop shot pattern. For example, here I need to roll forward a little bit. So I'm going to stun it forward. Don't roll it forward like that. There you go. I've already checked my angle. I know what I need to do here. Now, it's not a stop shot getting from the 3 to the 4. Get out of the way, Bob. Yeah, see, I'm thinking about that right now. But I'm deciding that a stop shot is perfect on the 9. I have a very, very, very slight angle on the 3, which lets my cue ball go this way. So now I'm going to go take a look, because I could play, if I wanted to, let me get over to the other side of the table. I could play here's the shot line to the 4. I could play to be a little bit below the 4, because then you can draw it to the rail, and right spin brings you over here closer to your break ball. I decide I don't want to risk that much cue ball movement. I'm already on the break ball with a stop shot. So what I decide to do is get much closer to straight in. And if I'm straight in or even a hair past straight in, all I've got to do is draw back this way. And I like that, because at any time that the cue ball stops along this route, I still have a good break shot. So I like that better. That's why I choose to. I think I don't know if I stun this or roll it. Yeah, I'm going to stun it into position. Perfect. There we go. So I'm very close to straight in. I think I'm cutting the 4 ball just a hair to the right. So This is wise too. Walk over, look at your angle. It just calms you, makes you real confident in what you're doing. So this is just a soft draw. I kind of punch draw it. I don't soft draw it because I don't want it to come too far. Yeah, and it sure didn't come too far, did it? If the cue ball had come all the way back to here, that'd be fine too. Even if it came too far to here, I would still have a good shot. I'm shooting on the opposite end of the table because this cloth is a little worn, and there's dimples on the spot. Yeah, that's the wrong end of the table, Bob. He'll figure it out. Yeah, there we go. Wrong end of the table. There's dimples on that spot, so it's hard to get a tight rack. So I'm playing on the opposite end because it's easier to get a tight rack on this end. This is an outside angle on a low break ball, and I went over this in my. I did a little practice session of. Break shots a few days ago, and this is a high ball. Even though with most pool shots, if you shoot with a high ball here, you're going to miss the rack. But when you shoot in straight pool, you're shooting with a hard enough stroke that it's going to stay on that tangent line and hit the corner ball. That's a pretty common occurrence. I wasn't going to get a wide spread because I had an outside angle, but the cue ball collided with a few balls, and they kind of opened up and gave me a shot. I've got a shot on this 3. I know I'm going to do a rebreak. I'm going to send the cue ball back into here hard and get those open and go from there. And the run continues. Thanks for watching.